Growing cannabis or marijuana. Here's some details that may help you. Perhaps you've seen some of my other videos. Anyways, just for starters, I usually in the house around February or so will start my plants. I did talk in a previous video about the germination process and how to do that. Generally speaking, I start my pots off inside the house in a closet. The size of the container I use is 5 inches deep, 4 inches wide, and I usually start with 12 plants, 12 pots in that space. Outside pots, when I transfer them to the outside, they go into bigger pots. The ones I'm using currently are 6 inches wide and 7 inches deep. And in order to identify male from female, young and older plants, there is some things to look for. Do this outside. There we go. All right. To identify the male and female plants, the males are likely to show first at about 8 inches to 10 inches. Look towards the top with a magnifying glass, or you can use your phone with a high magnification. Take a picture and then look at it and then enlarge it more. Look towards the main stem for these. They are very subtle and very small. If it's a male, it'll look like just a little tiny stem with a little circle on the end, or possibly look a little bit more like a bud, a little more of a rounder shape kind of a thing. Anyways, and they would be right kind of in the intersection of the leaf and the main stem. Those plants can be removed if they show those. Females are usually showing later, same location. However, they would look more like a little tiny pod with little tiny hairs coming out. And that'll be the extent of it when they're younger. When they're larger, it's much easier to identify the females. This one here, this example of this plant has not shown me whether it's male or female yet. It's a little bit over 2 feet tall. This is April, this is August, so it should be showing any time. It's kind of hard to say. The size plants, or the size pot that I use is something like this, and the reason that I leave them in a pot when I put them outside is so that I can dig a hole, put them in there, and then I can move them if needed, if they need more space. I currently, when I put them outside, I put them 12 to 15 feet apart. Reason for that is if they do start to show hermaphrodite signs, which are male and female traits, or they show male traits of any type that I didn't see earlier. Sometimes a female will switch its sexes too. They can be a little tricky because they do want to propagate. So you want to watch for that, for male and female signs on the same plant. But anyways, yeah, so the reason that I put them in the pots this way, and you can put them in bigger pots, larger pots if you want, something bigger than 6 inches wide and 7 inches deep, it's a lot easier to dig them up too that way. And again, if you need to move them, space them out farther apart or something like that, then you can do it pretty easily. So there's several reasons why I like to do that. Plus it's a little bit higher up. It's a few inches higher above the ground, so that way I can trim it and look at it a little bit easier than if I had buried it right in the ground, planted it in the ground. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this will be helpful for you. Oh, I can take a little bit of video of a confirmed female. So this one is an actual female. It has been showing signs of the female genitalia here for a while. If you look closely, you can see the little white fuzzy things on the top of it. So she is definitely a female. Get the right angle at the sun here. But that's definitely a female plant.